Riffa was a young, kind-hearted girl who believed deeply in love. She grew up in a simple family where values mattered more than money. When her parents arranged her marriage, they told her only one thing: respect your husband and your home will stay peaceful. Riffa followed that advice with her whole heart. Her husband Ion was charming before marriage. He spoke softly, smiled often, and promised her a secure life. Riffa trusted him. She left her parents' home with dreams of a happy future, unaware that her biggest pain would come from the man she married. The first few months were normal, not perfect but acceptable. Then, slowly, things began to change. Ion started coming home late at night. At first, he said it was work pressure. Then, it became business meetings. Then excuses stopped completely. He began drinking. The smell of alcohol filled the house every night. Riffa would wait with food getting cold on the table, only to see him enter angrily, eyes red, words harsh. "Why are you staring?" He would shout, "Mind your business." Riffa tried to stop him gently. "Drinking is not good for you," she said one night. He laughed cruelly. "Who are you to tell me what's good?" Soon another truth revealed itself far more painful. Ion started liking other women. His phone never left his hand. He smiled at messages but never smiled at Riffa anymore. When she asked, he snapped, "Don't touch my phone. Don't question me." One evening, Riffa accidentally saw a message. "Miss you tonight." Our hands trembled. Her heart broke silently. She confronted him with tears in her eyes. "Is there someone else?" She asked .yaa and didn't deny it. "Yes," he said coldly. "So what?" That one sentence destroyed her. From that day, his behavior became worse. He insulted her looks, her upbringing, her silence. "You're boring. You don't understand modern life. I regret marrying you." Riffa tried everything: patience, prayers, silence. She believed marriage meant sacrifice. But Ion had already decided. One night, drunk and angry, he said the words that shattered her completely. "I want to leave you, Riffa. I don't love you anymore." She felt the ground disappear under her feet. "What about our marriage?" she whispered. He laughed. "Marriage is a mistake. You were a mistake." That night, Riffa cried till sunrise. Her pillows soaked with tears, her heart crushed by betrayal. She felt weak, unwanted, and abandoned. But deep inside her pain, something else was growing: not tears, not fear. Strength. She looked at herself in the mirror and spoke softly. "You may leave me today, but one day you will regret losing me." That was the night Riffa decided she would not beg, not chase, not break. That was the night her revenge journey began. After that painful night, Riffa stopped crying in front of a YAAN. She stopped asking questions, stopped expecting love. This sudden silence confused him. He thought she would beg. He thought she would break. But Riffa did something else. She observed. Every insult. She remembered. Every lie. She noted. Every humiliation. She stored inside her heart not as pain, but as fuel. Ion continued drinking heavily. Some nights he didn't come home at all. Other nights he came home shouting, throwing things, blaming Riffa for his own failures. "You brought bad luck into my life," he said once. Riffa lowered her eyes, but inside she thought, "No. You brought your own destruction." One morning, while cleaning the house, she found old documents in a drawer: bank papers, property files, and loan notices. Ion was drowning in debt. She realized something important. Ion was not powerful. It was careless. And careless people always fall. Riffa quietly called her childhood friend Sana, who lived in another city. "I need work," Riffa said calmly. Sana was shocked. "Is everything okay?" "No," Riffa replied. "But it will be." Within weeks, Riffa started working online from home. She didn't tell Ion. She saved every penny secretly. Her confidence slowly returned. She changed herself not for beauty, but for strength. She woke up early, learned new skills, and educated herself about finance, law, and women's rights. Meanwhile, Ion's life began slipping. His drinking increased, his job performance dropped. His other women disappeared when his money stopped flowing. One evening, Ion came home angry and drunk. "Why is the house so quiet?" he shouted. Riffa looked at him calmly. "Peace is better than shouting," she said. He laughed bitterly. "You think you're smart now?" She didn't reply. That silence scared him more than any argument. Weeks later, Ion demanded money. "I need cash," he said rudely. Riffa looked straight into his eyes for the first time in months. "I don't have any," she replied. That was a lie, but a necessary one. He slapped the table in anger. "Useless woman." That night, Riffa made a decision. She would not wait for him to leave her. She would prepare. She contacted a lawyer secretly. She learned about her legal rights, financial protection, and proof collection. She saved messages, recorded insults, and documented everything. Ion thought she was weak. He didn't realize she was arming herself with truth. One evening, Ion returned home drunk and announced loudly, "I'm moving out. I found someone better." Riffa felt pain, but she didn't show it. She simply nodded. "Do what you want," she said softly. That calm response shocked him. "No drama?" he asked. "No," Riffa replied, "just consequences." For the first time, Ion felt uneasy, because he sensed something had changed. The woman he thought was broken was becoming dangerous in silence. Ion moved out the very next week. He packed his clothes like a king leaving a broken palace, smirking as if freedom had already crowned him victorious. "You'll regret this," he told Riffa before leaving. Riffa didn't stop him. She didn't cry. She didn't beg. She simply watched the door close and whispered to herself, "No, you will." The house felt empty but lighter. For the first time in years, Riffa slept without fear. Days turned into weeks. Riffa's income increased slowly but steadily. She expanded her online work, gained confidence, and rebuilt herself piece by piece. Meanwhile, Ion's life began to collapse. The woman he left Riffa for disappeared within a month. She didn't want a drunk man buried in debt. His friends stopped answering his calls. His office gave him a warning letter for repeated absences. Worst of all, his secrets were no longer safe because Riffa had proof. She had bank records showing his reckless spending, messages proving emotional abuse, voice recordings of threats and humiliation. One evening, Ion received a legal notice. He read it twice, then 3 times. His hands started shaking. Divorce petition, financial misconduct, mental cruelty, demand for compensation. "What nonsense is this?" he shouted. He rushed to Riffa's house that night, drunk and furious. She opened the door calmly. "You think you can destroy me?" he yelled. "You were nothing without me." Riffa didn't raise her voice. "I was nothing with you," she replied. He tried to intimidate her. "You don't know who you're messing with?" Riffa stepped back and showed him her phone. Screenshots, recordings, documents. His face went pale. "You recorded me?" he whispered. "I protected myself," she said. That night, Ion realized something terrifying. The woman he broke for years had quietly outgrown him. Court hearings began. Ion arrived unprepared, smelling of alcohol. Wearing wrinkled clothes, lying without proof. Riffa stood confident, clear, composed, truthful. The judge listened. Witnesses spoke. Truth surfaced. Ion's drinking habits became public. His financial irresponsibility exposed. His cruelty documented. His own parents refused to defend him. "We tried to stop him," his father said with shame. Ayan lost his job soon after. Office rumors spread faster than fire. No money, no respect, no support. One day he sat alone in a small rented room, staring at the wall, and for the first time in his life, he cried. Meanwhile, Riffa moved into a new apartment, small but peaceful. She furnished it herself. She smiled more. She breathed freely. She wasn't chasing revenge, she was living her victory. On the final court date, the judge announced the decision. Riffa won, compensation granted. Legal separation approved. Ion warned and penalized. As Ion walked past Riffa outside the courtroom, he stopped. "I never thought you'd become this strong," he said quietly. Riffa looked at him, not with anger, not with pride, with peace. "I was always strong," she replied. "You just tried to bury it." He walked away smaller than ever, but Riffa stood tall, because the final chapter of her story was not revenge, it was freedom. After the court decision, Riffa's life changed completely. Not because she had won money, not because her husband had fallen, but because she had finally won herself. She moved forward quietly, without noise or drama. She invested the compensation money, wisely paid off small debts, joined professional courses, and started her own small business. For the first time, every decision in her life was hers. People who once pitied her now admired her. Women in her neighborhood came to her for advice. Girls messaged her online saying, "Your story gave me courage." Riffa never spoke badly about Ion in public. She didn't need to. His life spoke for itself. Ion tried to rebuild, but habits don't disappear easily. Drinking ruined his health. His reputation never fully recovered. Employers hesitated. Friends kept distance. One day, months later, he saw Riffa at a cafe. She was laughing, confident, peaceful, not alone, but not dependent either. That moment crushed him more than any court punishment, because he realized something painful. She didn't need revenge anymore. She had moved on. That night, Ion stood in front of a mirror and whispered, "I destroyed the best thing I ever had." But regret comes late to those who disrespect love. Riffa, on the other hand, stood on her balcony that night, watching the city lights. She remembered the nights she cried silently, the insults, the fear, the loneliness. And she smiled, not because she hated him, but because she survived. Riffa's story is not about hate. It is about courage, self-respect, and the power of choosing yourself.